Hello, and welcome to the Magical Moms podcast. Bridget and I are here to share episode 5 with you. We are going to be talking about summertime and making your trips more manageable in the summertime because it can be a little tricky with the heat and the crowds. But if you haven't listened to us, we've done previous episodes on the Disneyland 70th celebration. We've done tips to make your trips more magical, so that we have lots to share with you guys.
Yes, there's so much to share. Summertime is a busy, busy season at Disneyland, and we have spent many, many summers at Disneyland together with our families. So we've kind of compiled everything together so we can share it all with you.
Yes. So we are really excited to be making this for you because we know summertime is a time when a lot of people visit the parks. And if you're not familiar with all kind of like the places to go to cool down or where you can get a nice frozen treat to cool down, we're here to share that all with you.
Yeah, we don't want you overheating. That's not a fun Disney day, you know? You got to be cool, calm, and collected, and it's going to be a great day. So let's get into this one. I think this is going to be a really, really fun show to talk about. One of the things that you can do, you can follow us on some socials. So you can subscribe to our show. You can follow us at Magical Moms Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. You can also watch full episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/Disney content. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram and all the other socials at California Disney Bliss, and Lindsay.
And I'm over at Chasing Magic Daily on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, all the things.
All the things.
And if you do subscribe and you do follow us along, we love hearing from you. And it means a lot to us when you guys leave a review or send us a DM with a review. It helps us kind of get the word out to more people, especially if you rate and leave a review on Spotify. Though that helps our podcast grow. It helps more people have magical trips. And we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, we really, really do. And we actually have one that I'd love to share. This is from Danny Ham, and it says, "Great Disneyland and Disney info, 5 stars. Thank you. I am loving the episodes. It's so much fun listening about one of my favorite places. The food you mentioned in the latest episode, could you post a list or graphic about it? LOL. I was rewinding and kept trying to write it all down." Yeah, you're not going to be able to write it all down. There is so much new food at Disneyland. Disneyland, for the big 70th celebration, dropped 70 new foods to the parks, which is a lot.
Kind of crazy.
And the week prior to that, they dropped 65 new foods. So they dropped 135 new foods in a 2-week period. I'm a big Disneyland foodie. It's so much. That's usually what we get over like a 3-year period, not a 2-week.
Right. And you're the foodie. This is a lot of work for you, Bridget.
Yes. And I usually put, like, when there's a lot of new foods, I put it into a guide. I share it on my page, so that you can have something that you're like walking around with and you can like know where the foods are and everything like that, because it can be a lot. It can really be a lot. So I have that on my Instagram. I'll probably pin it to the very top of my page. You can find it. It'll say Disneyland 70th Food Guide. And also, that's such a great idea. I'm so happy that you wrote this review, because it's a really, really good idea that we should probably put this onto our tips page for our Patreon members, so that they can have access to that too. So we'll definitely be doing something like that.
Yeah.
And of course, when the new Halloween foods come out, which will be any day now.
Oh my gosh, so soon.
Which is so scary to think of. We'll be doing that, and we'll be doing it for our Patreon members as well. And then also another thing that we got, Lindsay, we got a direct message from Ashley.
Ooh, okay.
And she wrote us and said, "Loved the playfulness and game in this episode. And Bridget, even though you'd replace Goofy Sky School, I still adore you." And yes, we need footage of you two riding Incredicoaster.
Oh my gosh.
I listened to this one with my daughter, and we both enjoyed. Well done, ladies. Aw, thanks, Ashley.
Thank you,
Danny
Ashley.
Ham. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Lindsay, you and me on the Incredicoaster, I don't know. You won't, no, you wouldn't be able to handle it.
All I'm going to say is we are going to the parks together after this recording.
It's not going to be today.
Could be something we make happen.
We'll talk about it. Lindsay, you will not have any hearing after you go on the Incredicoaster with me.
That's fine.
It would be so
I
bad.
scream too. Yeah.
And watch. That's the time that we get stuck on the Incredicoaster. Your worst
Oh
fear.
my gosh,
That's what's gonna happen.
No, that would ruin it for me. Absolutely not. That's not happening.
whenever I see that, because the Incredicoaster coaster does get stuck, from time to time. It's pretty natural, actually, at Disneyland. They get stuck and it goes on again. But every single time I see it, I always think of Lindsay, because I know that's your biggest fear.
I literally have sweaty palms right now from you talking about it. The thought of getting off when you're going up that hill and you see people walking down it.
Yeah.
I would literally be like, just chain me here and wait till the ride is working again so you can push me down and I keep going, because that's not happening. That is absolutely not happening.
And see, that's where we differ, because if that were me, I'd be like, oh, cool, I can get like a really good video now. And
no.
Look at the view. That's probably what I would say.
Not me at all.
I know, Liz. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But maybe we'll try to make something like that happen.
We'll see.
You never know.
And
you never know. For the Patreon.
Speaking of screaming and shouting, we like to give shout outs to our Patreon members, just like Bridget just did. We appreciate it so much. And if you want to be one of our Patreon magical moms / magical parents, we would love for you to subscribe to the Patreon. We have some really cool things we're doing in there. First, which we've talked about, we have these tip sheets that are really awesome. We are compiling all our best tips and tricks and all the things so that you can download it and have it on your phone or your tablet or whatever, so you can check it out while you're in the parks. We are going to be doing some live hangouts, which will be really fun. Bridget and I are excited to hang out with you guys, and we can just chit chat, have girl talk. We can answer any questions you might have. It'll be a really great time. And we also have a private Facebook group where people can talk and interact and ask each other questions too, which is really nice. And let's see, what else do we have here?
Well, the Disneyland's official 70th birthday is this week. Now, we have a lot going on, you and me, Lindsay. I know you're taking a special trip. I'm taking a special trip. There's a lot going on in the summer. So we're actually recording this a couple weeks earlier.
Yes.
But this will be airing during Disneyland's official birthday week. Now, we've been celebrating Disneyland's birthday already since May, but Disneyland does turn 70 July 17th. And that's such a big birthday. I'm so excited. We're going to be celebrating it together.
Yes.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Probably rope dropping together. I know we haven't talked specifics, but rope drop?
Yes, we're going to be rope dropping it. Then we're definitely going to be hitting the birthday cavalcade, which they haven't announced anything on yet, but they like to
They usually don't.
Yeah, they usually don't until like the day before. But
Yeah.
there will be a birthday cavalcade. There might be a special birthday treat, although I don't know. Like we just said, there's so many new foods. We'll see about that happens.
Yeah. Well, I think technically all the 70th foods are like the birthday treats this year. Like you could get like the celebration churro and it's like the treat. I mean, granted, it's been around, but I would be surprised if they do something special and unique just for that day when they already have like 70th foods everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my
true.
thinking, but I don't know.
That's true. That's definitely true. But I just like something extra special just for the day. We might be getting a button. So like back in the previous birthdays that I've like 10 years ago and like for their 60th, they did this. They like the first, certain number of people that walked into both Disneyland and Disney California Adventure got like a special pin, like a button.
Oh, fun.
So hopefully they'll do something like that. But there will be a birthday cavalcade, which is always so fun. Lindsay and I wait together for it every single year, and we melt. We literally
melt in the sun.
Yes, we melt. And every single year, what do I say? I say, I should have brought an umbrella. So now I'm just reminding myself I will be bringing an umbrella.
Bring an umbrella.
Yes. And then also special that day is Walt's new show.
Yes.
So that's going to be very, very amazing at the Opera House. And then the Main Street Cinema is going to have a special little series of movies that they'll be playing for the 70th birthday.
Which I didn't know about till you said that. That's really cool. I'm excited for that.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that. Just because you and I are in there a lot. So it's going to be really cool to see something brand new.
Different.
And then also what's really special, and I think that this has just kind of been forgotten about, is that they're going to have an extra part of a new part of the song for "It's a Small World" that Richard Sherman did before he passed away.
Yeah.
So from the Sherman Brothers, both Sherman Brothers are now sadly gone. But before the last Sherman brother passed away, he did write a new addition to the "It's a Small World" attraction music, and I can't wait for that. It's going to be a day of a lot of emotion. I feel like
it really will. Yeah. Between the waltz and I forgot about the new verse. I totally forgot that was premiering on the 17th as well.
Yeah, that's going to be really special. So get your waterproof mascara lens because it's going to be a doozy of a day.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't
Yeah.
wait. So we're going to have fun. I'm wearing a special Disneyland 70th outfit. So that'll be really, really cool. I usually don't
Same.
wear.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you give us can you give me a hint?
Oh, I think I already shared it. I got it from
did?
the, I think it was the Vault collection. It's the
Okay.
one that has, I think it's like Disneyland written across with Mickey, and it's got like the orange lining on the sleeves and like the neckline. It's
Oh, yeah.
vintagey looking.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
you're going
get the hat
cash.
too, but
You're going
very
casual. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you got. It's gonna be so cute.
I know. I'm going not casual. And I'm sure I'll be regretting it towards the end of the day.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be good.
It'll be fun. It'll be really,
Yeah.
really fun. I can't wait. Lindsay and I always do these days together, and it's
Yes.
such a big highlight is when we get to hang out.
Yes.
So I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I was
Yeah.
going to say too, in not quite theme park news, but
Mm-hmm.
Disney news nonetheless, Pixar. I was going to ask you, have you seen Elio? Have you gone to the theaters to watch it yet?
no, we haven't.
Okay.
We haven't. Jurassic World Rebirth just came out.
I will not be
wait,
seeing that
is
one.
it
but-
Rebirth? Oh, I don't even know. Gosh, I don't even know what it was called. The new
World
Jurassic
Rebirth yeah.
World movie came out,
Yeah.
and we saw that, and that was scary. Like Jurassic Park can be a little bit, that series
Yes.
can be a little bit scary. This was like take it to the next level scary. So I
no,
originally
thank
wanted
you.
to watch it in 4D, where it's like interactive and everything.
Yes.
And my kids would have totally loved that. And we got out of the theater. My youngest, no, my second, looked at me and he goes, I'm so glad we did not see that in 4D. And I was like, okay, good. We made the right decision. And also
Yeah.
saved money while doing so.
Yeah, it'd be like
'cause those
sensory
tickets are more
overload.
expensive. Yeah. So I haven't seen it though, but have you?
Yeah. No, but I actually am thinking about taking the kids later tonight.
Okay.
Sadly, I don't think it's done very good in the box office, which is a
Yeah.
bummer because, Disney has put out so many live actions that, people have very strong opinions on. So this is like the newest original ideas, Elio. And it's kind of a bummer that it's not doing well. I hope it doesn't project that like, oh, maybe we should keep doing the live actions or the remakes or the, part 4, part 5. Like we want to see
Yeah.
original content, but for some reason this one just it's not hitting. But I've heard great things. I've heard people really like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if people are, like not mad at Disney, but they're like, oh, like you guys keep doing the lives and all of this. And so we're not going to go see it. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but we might try and go tonight because my middle has been begging to go see it, and it's summer, so if one wants to go see it, we all got to go see it. So
Yeah, exactly.
so we might all go.
Well, definitely tell me, like when we
Yeah.
film the next episode, definitely let me know what you thought.
Yes.
Because I know that your kids and my kids usually like the same type of
Yes.
flicks. We just watched Stitch. I mean, the last couple of months have been so busy for us, so we just watched Stitch. There wasn't a dry eye in the in the whole family.
Oh my gosh, no.
And so we loved that. I mean, I love Disney movies. The last couple of movies have just been great, and Pixar, of course. So let me know what you think about this one. And
Yeah,
then I think
I
after
will, for
that, I
sure.
don't know what else is coming out Disney related after that. I think that's it for the summer.
I don't either.
don't think there's anything else.
Speaking of summer, and I know we chatted about this through text a little bit, but they are getting rid of a particular seating area, Bridget, that I think you made go viral.
Yeah. Yes. And now I need to do it again
update.
and let everybody know.
Yeah.
There's an update here. So Disneyland, and this is such a great thing to talk about right now. Disneyland, it doesn't have too many areas that has a lot of shade and air conditioning and being indoors for people to sit at. Unlike Walt Disney World, where there's lots of storms, there's lots of rain, and so on and so forth. There isn't here at California. In California, it just doesn't rain a lot, so there's not a lot of need for like covered areas. So when the Port Royal jazz club opened up in New Orleans Square. I was actually there when it like literally when the doors opened pretty much. When that opened up, I was so excited. It's located right next to the Royal Street Veranda, quick dining spot. And it's what used to be a store. So this used to be part of like the Haunted Mansion merch area. And they closed it and then they reopened it up as this air-conditioned, seated area that was a little bit dark and just a good place to like, sit down, grab some food. You could eat there, you could nap there, you could do whatever you wanted. I did the other time. But it was so wonderful. And so I was there like pretty much right when they opened. I shot a whole video on it and people were really excited about the seating area because like I said, there just isn't that many spots to cool down at Disneyland. They were really, really pumped. And it's been used every single time I've walked past it. It's been full of people. I would say 90% of the feedback that I got from that reel that I posted were people just so excited. There was a 10% of people that did comment about how they were sad that the Haunted Mansion merch was gone from that store because they didn't know where to buy it from.
Right.
Well, right next to Haunted Mansion, a couple months ago, like maybe 6 months ago, they opened up a brand new Haunted Mansion merch store, which I don't know if a lot of people know about because it's on the other side of the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, it's not where.
Yeah, so people don't, they don't really know that's where there's a shop there. But all the stuff that was in the store was in the new store. Well, as of yesterday, we've learned that they are shutting down the Port Royal Jazz Club as a seating area and reopening it up as the store that they closed 2 months ago. I don't know why. I'm pretty confused. And it's also the timing really isn't that great because we are heading into the super hot summer months. Because summer for, Southern California kind of starts a little bit later. Like it really starts to get hot here, end of July, August, September, sometimes even October,
sometimes November.
Sometimes even November.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have celebrated many opening day of the Christmas time season at Disneyland just sweating.
Yes.
So I'm really surprised by this move. And I just don't, we already have a Haunted Mansion store. We really needed that seating area. So we are going to be at the parks, you and I, Lindsay, together later today. And so I can't wait to check it out because I don't really understand. So if you saw that post, that spot is no longer there. But in this episode, we're going to tell you where to go to cool down. And we've crossed that one off the list.
Yes, definitely. And speaking of more theme park news, again, this is more Disneyland related, but there are two big changes that actually just happened at Disneyland. One is Pirates of the Caribbean no longer has the lightning lane, which we always knew that was going to be temporary. They said it was temporary, and I think it was because Haunted Mansion, was being worked on, and so they were kind of compensating by offering another ride with a lightning lane. Well, Haunted Mansion is back, so that one is now gone as of July 1st. That is the first day where they had no more lightning lane. And then the other change, which you and I are going to go check out today just to double check, but word has it that single rider for Indiana Jones is back, which that has been gone for a very, very long time. I used to use it all the time. And when they took it away, I was like, God, no.
Yes. And that's such a help. I mean, that queue is long. So that is going to be such a help. And also that area gets a little congested.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be really great too for it.
Yeah, and it's a perfect ride for single rider. I mean, you need to fill all those seats.
Also, we have some other theme park news that we can talk about too. And this is at Disney California Adventure. But Disney has officially submitted plans to start work on the new Coco ride at Disney California Adventure.
It is the world's first Coco ride, which I kind of didn't realize at first. Like, I guess I knew that, but I didn't really think about it as the world's first Coco ride. Like, that's really exciting for us. And it's going to go over in that, like, Paradise Gardens, Pixar Pier area kind of, I think, like, behind it, right? If I have read properly on it.
I think that there might be a chance that our boardwalk pizza and pasta might be a casualty. I know.
No.
Just I don't know for sure. It's not official by any means. But just get it maybe used to saying a little bit now. I don't see how that's going to fit in one to the theme, and two, I think that they're going to use that area for the queue. But I could be wrong. I'm not a Disney Imagineer, and I don't know anything behind the scenes.
I'm going to hope and pray that is not That is not the case. My kids love that place. Like when we're in DCA, there's only like 2 or 3 places we can eat, and Boardwalk is typically like number 1. So that can't go away.
I mean, the only reason why I'm saying it is because they've reduced the menu so much at that location. So I'm wondering if they're I'm wondering if they're kind of, phasing it out a little bit. But you know what? Like Walt Disney always said, Disneyland will never stop growing. It will never stop expanding and changing. And so that's kind of, maybe we'll see what happens. But this new attraction is going to be so cool. I know, Lindsay, you are the same as me. Coco is one of those movies that really I have a lot of emotion for. Yeah. And that one's probably going to make us cry too. So I don't know.
Yes. I first watched Coco, stupidly, honestly, right? Probably like 6 months after my dad passed. I don't know what made me think it was a good idea to watch Coco, like when I was in my most fragile state of my life ever, but I did. And so I do have this kind of emotional tie to it that, oh my goodness.
It is. It's a beautiful movie, and I think it's going to be a beautiful attraction. So I can't wait. And it's part of Disneyland's expansion plan, which is almost $2 billion. It's going to be, adding 4 new rides, one of them being the Coco attraction, but 3 more other attractions too. So I think it's going to be really amazing. Disney California Adventure is going to be going through a lot of, work. There's going to be, construction, but it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be really, really cool. And I think it's been needing it for quite some time. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And in other theme park news, we have Texas just opened their largest indoor theme park. It's called Malibu Jack's Funds Up.
Malibu Jack's Funds Up.
I wanted to say Suns Up. Funds Up.
Funds Up.
It looks really cool. I'm looking at the pictures. Looks like you've got go-karts, you've got laser tag, you've got like an indoor playground, which, let's be honest, Texas in the summer is very, very hot and uncomfortable. So an indoor theme park sounds like the perfect place to go. We're actually going to Texas in a few weeks, but I don't know how close it is to where we will be.
Oh
if
my
we're
gosh,
close,
that's going to be so cool.
I'll go check it out for sure.
Yeah, I would say maybe you could do like a day trip, but I don't know where it is in Texas. I know Texas is huge.
That's the problem is Texas is like California. It's so huge. You can't just like pop over to NorCal real quick.
Yeah. Well, that'd be really, really awesome for everyone there. And then what else is going on? There is a new cinnamon roll that dropped at the Norway Pavilion at Epcot. That is pretty exciting.
That sounds more like your thing. I saw it has an orange frosting, which actually is more like, I love orange flavored things. So it's like a big giant cinnamon roll with this like blob of like orange frosting on it. I was like, I could get behind that.
I mean, I will say with the last couple of times I was at Walt Disney World, I was so impressed with the food. I had heard everybody tell me how Disneyland has better food than
that's what I've heard.
Walt Disney World.
I'm intrigued.
I mean, we definitely have better churros. We have better popcorn. I mean, come on, but
the basics.
But they have so much more options. So yes, they might have some options that aren't that great, but they do have a lot of really, really good options too. I mean, in Epcot, it's really one of those parks that you don't need to go on any attraction. You could just like eat and drink at. And we actually had a pineapple Fanta Dole Whip at Epcot that I'm still dreaming about. And so they do a lot of cinnamon rolls at Walt Disney World. I noticed compared to our park, they have a really, really good one at Animal Kingdom that is amazing. So I can only imagine. I guess, I'm probably going to have to book another Walt Disney World trip. So no, that's what I have to do. I'm just going to have to try the cinnamon roll.
That makes sense.
I'll bring one back for you on the plane. I've done that before. I brought back like Walt Disney World food for our friend Chris.
Oh my gosh.
I did. I brought that, on the plane. I'm like, and my kids were like, can we have some? I'm like, no, it's Chris's. Yeah. I can't have any.
So, that's so funny.
Yeah. Travel with food. It's no problem, especially Disney food.
Sounds like something fitting for you.
Yeah, but I think that we have another game today.
I was just going to say, I feel kind of like in a game-ish kind of mood. I feel like we should play a little game. Maybe we'll bring on our producer, Chris. Chris always has a good game for us. So why don't we bring on Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Hi, it's me. I'm back.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
The people have spoken. and they love Disney dilemmas. So we're going to do some more Disney dilemmas today.
Yes. We like
I
Disney
love this
dilemmas.
game. I do. I love this game.
So if you didn't hear me a couple episodes back talk about it, basically I'm just going to give the moms here some scenarios, and they're going to do their best to answer, and that's it. We're going to have a fun time doing it. Let's jump right in.
Love it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, so here's the first one. It's a hot day, and you need a blast of air conditioning closest to Fantasyland. Where's your go-to cool-down spot?
It's a small world.
It's a
Although,
small world.
what I will say though, the last time I rode it after they reopened it, I felt like it was not as cool in there as usual. I'm gonna have to write it. I'm gonna have to write it again to just see if it was my imagination. But that is typically like the go-to spot, I feel like. But what would you say, Bridget?
You know, if you're in like the heart of Fantasyland and you just need something so you don't like pass out or something, and you just need to like have like a quick moment, stores usually have air conditioning. So the Mad Hatter at Fantasyland has some pretty good air conditioning. Also inside of Red Rose Tavern, it's very, very dark on like the sides. That usually has pretty good air conditioning. They blast that in the summertime. So if you just need someplace like really, really quick just to sit down, and that's not an attraction, I'd probably go into those two spots.
Love it.
That is correct. Next one, here we go.
Wait, our Patreon member Anne said secret room at Red Rose if it's open is a good spot.
It is a
Secret.
good
I actually
spot.
don't know what the secret room is.
Lindsay, I might show you today if it's open.
Okay.
We'll see. Connected to Red Rose Tavern, if you walk in and you make a left, there's dining spots. There's like seats and tables on both sides of Red Rose Tavern. If you go to the left-hand side, if you're looking at the restaurant, if you go inside and go to the left-hand side, sometimes there's a door open. It's kind of hard to see because it's all the way at the end. And when you walk in, there's like it looks like a little library. Like maybe it's Bell's library. I don't really know. It's just like a little library. Yeah. And you can sit there and there's like 3 tables and it's very well air conditioned.
Okay, I am mind blown. I have never seen or heard of this in my life.
Yes. Okay. Well, if we see it today.
Okay, we have to. Yeah. We'll tease it on our stories.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's very, very cool. And yes, most people don't know about it, and it's very well air conditioned.
Sorry, Mary in the Patreon fam said what there is.
Yeah. Well, now this should be a total post. Okay. We'll do it for sure.
Okay.
It has to be open though, but it's a great spot. And it's also sometimes open in the wintertime when it gets really like chilly. And I love to go there because it's very quiet too. So yeah.
Good to know.
See.
We're getting a lot of Gen Z slang in the Patreon chat right now.
All right. Hopefully we got the Riz going on this episode.
Loki can't believe this.
All right.
All right, give us the next one, Chris.
Here's the
We're
next
ready.
one. Your child's portable fan just died in Critter Country, and you need batteries stat. Where do you go?
Batteries?
I'm almost positive that you can't get batteries at Disneyland. You can't. The only way that you're going to be able to get batteries at Disneyland, from my understanding, is if you go and buy a toy that needs batteries that comes with it. But I don't think that they sell batteries. I would be shocked if they did.
No. The only thing I would say is if it is a charging fan, you could get a fuel rod, but I just don't know that I would have the proper attachment. You'd have to see what kind of attachment it takes.
Yeah.
Because I think I have a couple portable fans that take the same charger as my iPhone.
Correct.
So if you had a fuel rod, you could charge it that way.
Yeah.
That would be my best.
There you go.
Answer.
So make sure if you're going to the parks with portable fans that you can charge them with fuel rods.
Yes. Yep. And I have done that.
Yes, I had to.
Let's try another one.
Yeah.
This one may be even more difficult.
Right.
You're craving a refreshing root beer float, and you're closest to Mickey's Toontown. Where can you find one? I don't think this is difficult, actually.
It's not difficult. Golden Horseshoe.
No.
Golden Horseshoe has like really good root beer floats.
Do they?
Also,
I don't like root beer floats. I've never had one.
Oh, really?
At the parks, I don't like root beer floats.
Is that your thing?
No.
Do you like soda floats? Oh, shoot. Okay.
They had like a flight, right? Recently
They do.
Or something?
Yeah. So at Golden Horseshoe, which is a great place to go to because it is inside and very well air conditioned, and you can mobile order I mean, that's a trifecta of a summer goal right there for Disneyland. But you can go in there, you can mobile order, you can just order in the standby line, and they have a root beer float. They also have something for magic key holders, which is a like trio sampler of different sodas that are in the float style with the vanilla ice cream, and they're really good, by the way, and they're really fun for kids. We've gotten it twice, and my kids love it because they can't tell from just the
nice.
look of them what actually the soda is, and so they have to guess. And they did like a special like they did like a whole like tasting game, and they loved it. They're like, ooh, well, I like this one more than this one, and this one is better than this one. And they were all root beer float connoisseurs, and so it was super fun.
I love it.
But root beer float, Golden Horseshoe. If you're a Disney California Adventure, definitely the root beer float. It flows.
Very
Good to know.
No.
All right, this is going to be the last one, for now at least.
Okay.
You're near
us.
Pacific Wharf, and your child is desperate to meet a character. Where's the closest guaranteed character meet and greet?
Ooh, my guaranteed if you're at Pacific Wharf.
Guaranteed.
Well, gosh, a
Buena
guarantee
Vista
makes it
Street.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do Buena Vista. Or I was even going to say walk around to Pixar Pier. So you're at that little promenade where there's like Rex, anger, joy, sadness, people back. There's typically always characters back there. That would be that's what I would recommend personally. Sometimes you get those Utopia characters that come out near like the Little Mermaid ride, but when you say guarantee, I would never guarantee somebody that spot because that's pretty fickle, I feel like.
Yeah, that's a fickle area. I think that if you were in Pacific Wharf, which is also San Francisco Square, you would go, for me, I would go to Buena Vista Street because they just have a better rotation of like the main characters, but not guaranteed. Yeah, they don't have that really.
Guarantee is hard when you put that word in. Makes it very tricky.
Yeah, but you're bound to see someone in Buena Vista Street. Mickey, Donald, Daisy. I see Clarabelle there all the time. Even if you walk down Buena Vista Street, so if you go to like the Carthay Circle area, there's usually in the daytime someone there. But if not, you can walk down to Elias & Co. or just go down a little further to like the entrance because there's Oswald sometimes at the entrance of DCA.
Yeah.
There
And
you go.
have you noticed, Bridget? Have you noticed? You know how they used to have pretty frequently the characters at the fountain.
Yeah.
I have not seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either.
they-
And I think there's two reasons why. I think they've been working on that fountain a lot. And when they do, when like the water is not running, then they have to like board that part up. But also during the day, like I'm thinking around like 11 to like a little bit later, 4-ish, they have that performance done, right in front of the fountain. They have like that little tiny, God, I can't think of it right now, that performance. The jazz band, the
Yes, yeah.
what's the name of them?
I know what you're
think
talking
of it
about. They
right
come
now.
down on the little car.
Yeah, so they have a
they're-
little stage set up there. So they haven't been doing
Yeah.
the circle too much, but they'll do
Okay.
it like in front of Trolley Treats, and then in front of Elias & Co.
Oh, and coming in clutch, 5 and dime.
Five and dime.
We should have known that.
I know, we should know that. 5 and dime.
Thank you, Anne.
Yes. So I think that would be, I think Buena Vista Street's a good spot, but also like the Pixar, where you mentioned, Linz, is also great. I just, that area gets so hot that I feel like during some parts of the day, they don't use it if like the sun's like beating down on the characters there. So we'll see.
Oh,
But we're
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love these, Chris.
All right.
I love these.
Thank
Yeah,
you. I
these
love
are
them
so
too.
fun, Chris. I
I
love
love
this
them.
game.
Do you
Thanks
have
for
one
having
more
me
for
on the
us, or
plate.
is that it?
Keeps us on our toes.
I don't. I don't have any currently, but I will the next time we speak if we need them.
Okay.
Okay. I love
Sounds
these.
good. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
Thank you,
bringing on
Chris.
another fun game.
Yeah.
All right, so big thank you to our producer, Chris. I love the games that he comes up with, especially this one. I love the Disney Dilemma because I just feel like it just keeps us on our toes, keeps us thinking, and you just never know when you're going to need the information from one of those scenarios one day.
And I love thinking
So
about these
why-
questions afterwards too. Like now I'm going to be thinking about
Yes.
some of them for the rest of the day. So I love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chris.
And we're going to be there today so we can, recall some of the things we said and check on it.
Yeah.
But why don't we get into our summertime tips and tricks and all of the things that we want to share with you to make your trip more magical. And this is your reminder, if you are part of our Patreon fam, everything we're going to talk about today is going to be part of our tip sheet that we have in the Patreon for you. So you can download that, have all the information at your fingertips. If you want to become a Patreon fam, you can just go to Patreon and search Magical Moms Podcast, or we do have the link down in the show notes. So if you want to become a Patreon member, we would love to have you. And there's lots of other benefits too, but the tip sheets is pretty cool because you'll have, like I said, all that information at your fingertips when you're in the parks.
Yeah, and you won't have to write down notes while you're listening to us. It's all going to be right there for you. Yeah.
Yes. So nice. So why don't we start with, we're talking about summertime. We don't want to overheat. We want to stay cool. We want to make it nice and comfortable. So why don't we start with things that you can do in the park, not necessarily attractions and rides, but let's talk about things that we can do in the park that are great on like a hot, crowded day. You want to start us off, Bridget?
That would be great. I think we should start with Disneyland. We'll move over to DCA and then maybe like the other parts of the Disneyland Resort. I think that when it comes to summer, you really have to set expectations, kind of a little bit lower. The heat does get to people. I know with my children, when they get really overheated, they just kind of shut down a little bit. So what I like to do is like mix attractions with other things to do that aren't, attractions. So for the first thing, when you first walk into Disneyland, on the right-hand side of Main Street is the Main Street Cinema. This is a little tiny, dark, well air-conditioned movie theater of sorts where there are some benches, there's an area for kids, and they are playing usually old-fashioned Mickey Mouse shorts, like from like the original time, like there's Steamboat Willie, from like the 30s and the 40s, and they're so fun to watch. Usually, my kids love them because they haven't seen them before. I mean, this is not something that they usually watch,
right?
But when they go in and it's dark, and they're just obsessed with watching them, and then you can cool off, and usually you can get a spot there, but it's a great area to cool down and just get a little bit of a break, kind of reset.
Yeah. And what we'll typically do, and we'll talk about foods in a little bit, but we will typically get Gibson Girl and go sit in Main Street Cinema and just enjoy a cool treat and like cool down because they're right across from each other. So it's super convenient.
Oh, that's such a great idea. I think we should do that today.
Yeah. Ooh, let's do it.
I should do that today.
I love it.
Also, when you first walk in, sorry, what were you going to say, Linz?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Also, when you first walk in to Disneyland on the right-hand side, before you go onto Main Street, there is the Disney Opera Theater where they play Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, and of course, the new Walt Disney show that we were talking about that premieres on Disneyland's birthday. And so that's a really cool area. When you first walk in, it's air-conditioned, it's completely covered, it's indoors. When you first walk in, you get to see the bench that allegedly Walt Disney sat on in Griffith Park in LA when he came up with the idea of Disneyland. So that's really special. And then when you walk into the right, there's usually like a little museum of sorts where you get to see like the original Disneyland map. And then in the back is the theater. And the theater is great, I believe. And we don't really know what the schedule is going to be because it might change a little bit since the Lincoln show was last shown because there's been that, new show with Walt.
Right.
So the schedule might change. But usually it's every 30 minutes. It's a 500 spot
capacity
theater, capacity theater. So usually you can get a nice seat, and it's air conditioned and dark, and the show is great. So that's a good thing to do.
Yeah. And speaking of dark air-conditioned spots, another great spot that I love taking my kids to when it's a hot day is the Enchanted Tiki Room, which is, it is currently, it just reopened, right?
It wasn't supposed to open
so
till
it's
tomorrow.
Reopened, which is great for the summer. Oh, so open early.
Yeah, it's soft opened. But by the time this airs, it'll be totally open.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's a great spot. And another tip or trick or whatever is right there. You have the little area that sells Dole Whips, which if you get one on the side that's like facing the theater, you can easily just quickly grab one. They're always ready like immediately, and then kind of hang out in that spot there and then go in and watch the tiki room, which I actually got a really funny message from a follower once. It cracked me up because I had shared like a little tip and I was like, oh, like, you know, if you're looking for a cool spot on a hot day, go to Enchanted Tiki Room. And she messaged me, she said, you know, I actually really don't like the tiki room anymore because it reminds me of being a kid on a hot day, and I know my parents only took me there because it was like a cool place to sit down. I was like, yeah, that is like the parent trick. You like go there on a hot day.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I usually go there on a hot day when we need a break, when the kids, I can just see them like going down a little bit. Also, another thing, if you want to get like that Dole Whip and bring it in, which you totally can also mobile order that. You don't even have to wait in line for that. So you can mobile order that and just like get it and then walk right in. And then we shared in our previous episode that was one of our favorite areas to use if you have to use the bathroom. They have bathrooms in that spot too. So it's kind of great. You get food,
really good bathrooms.
You can use the restroom, and then you can go inside to a completely covered, air conditioned spot, and you see a little show. So I think it's a great spot, and apparently so does a lot of other parents.
So does every other parent on the planet, apparently.
I love that. Another spot.
I was going to say, there's a more recent spot that opened that I think you have visited. I only visited once, but I think you've visited more often than I have.
Which is
in Toontown.
Oh, yes. Donald's Duck Pond. So this area was part of the complete like new remodel of Toontown when it opened back up March of 23. I believe it was March of 23. Yeah. And Donald's Duck Pond was supposed to open up with Toontown, but it didn't. However, it did open up last summer, and it's not always open. I will preface it by saying it's not always open. So. Right. You know, just kind of, I wouldn't maybe necessarily tell your kids that you're going to be enjoying it until you see that it's open, because I would say 50% of the time that I go to use it, it is not working. But Donald's Duck Pond is in Toontown. It's right across from Mickey's house, and it's so awesome because it's just like the Donald's boat basically is a wall of like water coming out and then water shooting up from the ground. However, there is a rule that you do need to have shoes on. Kids have to have shoes on, and so do parents. So if you're wearing flip-flops, you're wearing water shoes, you just cannot be barefoot. Even little ones, like the littlest ones can't be barefoot. Like the first time that I brought my son, he was 1 year old. And so he was barely like walking, and he also needed to have shoes on. So what we do is we always bring, and this will be shared in our tips a little bit later on in the episode, or maybe the next episode. I always bring in the summertime for my kids a pair of flip-flops. Just like the cheap, $1 pair, I always put them into the stroller. And the reason why is, one, their feet with socks on get really overheated, or they go on a water ride, and my children cannot stand it when their socks get wet. So we either bring a pair of socks, but we usually always bring a pair of flip-flops. And so if you're wearing flip-flops, you can use those in Donald's Duck Pond. And that's really, really great. It's a great place to cool down.
Do you make them? That's really smart. I never thought about bringing a pair of flip-flops, but let's say you were going on whatever, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Would you put the flip-flops on first?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we do.
Oh,
yeah, so we put the flip-flops on. So because
they're not walking around soggy.
Yeah, and then later on, in Southern California, it can be really, really hot in the day, and then it can get really kind of chilly at night, or at least for us, it gets chilly. So they don't want to be wearing flip-flops all night.
Yeah.
But I always have a pair of when Old Navy has their $1 flip-flop sale, I stock up. I really do. I get like 4 for each person in the family, and we just have them. I have them in my car because we go to the beach a lot too. I have them in the car, and I have them in the stroller. So it's just good to have. And I don't know about your children, but my kids are like, oh, my feet are so hot with the socks and the shoes. I'm like, here's your flip-flops.
Yeah, that's it. That's smart. That's really smart. It's smart for the water rides too. I never thought about that. That's a good one.
Yeah. And on Tiana's, ever since Tiana's reopened, because it used to be Splash Mountain, now it's Tiana's. And it was just supposed to be, when Tiana's reopened, it was just supposed to be like a theme change. But they must have added 25 more gallons of water, because I don't remember getting completely soaked on Splash Mountain. Tiana's, though, you will get soaked, like soaked. Like the first time I ever went on it was the first day it was open. I am not joking you. There was a wave, like an actual like surfing type of style wave that went over our heads. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah.
So get prepared. If you go on that ride, you
Be
will
ready.
get soaked.
Yes.
So definitely, get those $1 flip-flops.
Yeah, smart. And then what about over at DCA? There's a number of things you can do in DCA for a hot day. And one of my personal favorites, and my kids too, is the animation building. Yeah, that building is fantastic. It's huge. There's all kinds of things to do in there, and it's dark. It's I can't specifically remember if they have air conditioning, but it is cooler in there. But I don't know if it's just because it's dark and it's like, I don't know.
They definitely have air conditioning in there.
They do. Okay.
Definitely have air conditioning in there. And it's one of those places that is so overlooked. People really forget about the animation building, or they just don't know about it.
Right. They don't know.
Yeah, especially in the summertime. So in the summertime, 2 out of the 4 Magic Keys are blocked for a good portion of summer. And I feel like Magic Key holders know about that spot more than just Disneyland tourists do.
Right.
So that area doesn't seem to be too busy on most days. But when you walk in, it's awesome because they're playing like all the movies, the Pixar movies up there, and some old fashioned, Disneyland movies and the classics. And then you can draw, you can meet Anna and Elsa, you can watch Turtle Talk with Crush. And then one of my favorite things to do is if you go in and you go to the right, there's an area where you can draw and you can make your own cartoons, and it shows you how cartoons are made. I love that.
Yeah, so. It is really cool. Yeah, I love that area.
Yeah.
The drawing one is a big one for my kids, both the like actual where you go and learn from the artist, and when you go and like put them in the little circle thing and you get to watch it like come to life. Like those are really fun. And it's just something different to do.
And they, of course, used to have the Beast Library, R.I.P.
I missed that one. That was such a great one. That was a really good one.
That hurts. It still hurts a little bit. Oh, yeah. But another thing is that inside the animation building, they have couches. You'll see a lot of moms there with like napping kids. You'll also see a lot of napping dads. Napping kids and napping dads. I see a lot of dads napping there.
That is very, very true.
So like when you're a parent, you don't need to have quiet to sleep anymore. You really, really don't. And that place is not quiet. And you just see all the dads are like this.
It's just white noise. All the sound in there. White noise knocks you out.
Yes. So you'll see a lot of dads and a lot of napping babies in there. But it's great. It's an awesome spot.
Yeah.
And then
I also really like, and my kids have really been into lately, Mickey's PhilharMagic. Yes. That has been, that my kids found like a newfound love for that show. And it seems like every time we're in DCA now, they ask to go there, which is really fun. I like that show too. Yeah. And it is so Mickey's PhilharMagic, if you don't know where it is, you can't really find it. I feel like.
Yeah, I know. It's so hidden.
Basically, it is very hidden. So if you're walking down, like towards Hollywoodland, you're going to see award wieners right there. And then the entrance to Mickey's PhilharMagic is right to the right of it if you're looking at award wieners there. And then you go in and it's this huge, dark, like cool room that you wait in for the show. And the show is like, every 15 minutes?
I think it's every 15 minutes,
15, you never have to wait long. It's so nice. And then the theater is really huge. It's nice and cool in there. And actually, you know what I realized? And I don't know, I highly doubt it's new, but I've just never realized it. The past 2 times when I went and we watched the show, I realized when there is water scenes happening, you get sprayed.
Yes,
like you get like water drops on you.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I've never noticed that. And maybe it's because like I'm usually in there and I'm like have leggings on or something, but all of a sudden I had like my skirt on and I had like these drops on my leg. And I'm like, what? I'm like looking up. I'm like, where's this water coming from? And then another water scene came and it happened again. I was like, oh, this is you get wet in here. I didn't know.
Yeah. It's like interactive, with the 3D. It's a 3D show. So you have your glasses and then you get like sprayed with a little water. And then you like when you see like the bee buzz by, you'll hear the bee, like how they have like the speakers. Also with that theater, it's so big. I mean, we've seen that show. I don't even know how many times. I have never seen that theater even 50% packed, even 50% packed. So don't worry, like you will get a spot. And it's awesome. It's a great show. Like we said, like it's just, most people don't even know that it's there, but it's a great place just to like reset. So, and there's also one thing to know, you can't bring a stroller in there though.
No.
You can't bring a stroller in. So if you have a sleeping baby or something along those lines, you're not going to be able to bring your stroller in there. You can bring, like, if you have like a baby seat, like the infant carrier, you can bring those in. You just can't bring the stroller in. Okay, so we just talked about Philhar Magic. There's another spot also at DCA that I know Lindsay and we both love, and that's Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, which can also be often overlooked. So if you are walking by Soren, in that area, there's like if you keep on walking past Soren and you keep on going, there's a trail there where like Grizzly River runs, Grizzly River Run. Am I saying that correctly? Grizzly River Run, right? Yeah.
Grizzly River Rapids.
Grizzly River Rapids. Yeah, say that 3 times fast. So right across from there is Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, and you can walk in. It's usually open during daylight hours. And it's awesome. It is just one of my favorite spots in all of Disney California Adventure. It's not covered. Well, it's not really covered. There are covered areas. It's not indoors. It is outdoors. But because there are trees there and there's lots of different like nets and different areas, lots of it is shady, and it just always feels like 15 degrees cooler than any other part in the park.
Yeah, it is a great spot.
And your kids can do so much there. They can do rock climbing there. They can do tire swings there. They have duck pond races. Actually, right now, though, they don't, Lindsay. They kind of drained the water there. And then, of course, there's some slides. And then there's a really cool interactive.
Yeah, I noticed that the last time I was there.
Yeah, I was bummed. And then there is a really cool interactive cave that you and your kids can go into, and you can put your hand on the wall to see what your spirit animal is. We love that. And then there's the really cool like climbing nets. There's so much to do there.
Yeah, there is a lot. There is a lot. My kids love Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. It's just it's also just a great place for them to get some energy out. Like, that's one of our favorite spots to go when they're just like, we just want to go play. And that's like a play spot.
Yeah, and you can bring food in there. You can bring anything you want. I mean, adults can bring in adult beverages in there. It's, you can totally have a meal there too, like a little picnic. So I don't know. It's a great hidden spot, and it always feels cooler to me. So I think that's a good spot for the summertime. And then also we should probably get talking about attractions to go on.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, because there are some good attractions that will help you cool down in the summer, which is what you want. You want a nice cool down. So should we start, since we're talking about DCA, you want to start at DCA and then we'll go back over to Disneyland, talk about the attractions that way?
Yeah,
cool.
I think that's great.
All right. Well, so one of them is what Bridget just talked about, Grizzly River Rapids. That is the water ride at Disney California Adventure Park. There is a height requirement. It is it's 40 inches, right? I believe.
Yeah, 40 or 42.
I think it's, so it's there is a height requirement. So, if you have a young toddler, they unfortunately can't go on unless they meet the height requirement. But it is a good water ride. You get in this big giant raft and you move through the rapids, and there's multiple spots where you get pretty wet. And in fact, it starts as soon as you start climbing the hill to go up. They have pipes with water spraying out. So you just... You start getting wet right away. It's a great ride to cool down on. They also offer single rider. So if you're there with kids and your kids don't want to go on or they don't meet the height requirement, you can do single rider, which is typically pretty fast, especially for that ride. And then they also have rider swap too.
Yep.
You can do rider swap.
Rider swap. And it's 42 inches. I just looked it up. 42 inches.
42. Thank you.
Yeah.
So lots of options and different ways to get on that ride. But if you're hot, that is a good one to get wet and cool down on.
And if you don't want to go on that attraction, like me,
like
me, that's the only attraction I have not been on in the Disneyland Resort. That's the only attraction I have never been on.
Interesting.
I know we've talked about this before. You're the swinging,
Pixar Pal.
Pixar Pal.
Yeah.
I'm the
and Guardians. I have not been on Guardians. Those are the two I have not been on.
Okay.
Oh, and the canoes. Make that 3.
Oh yeah, and the canoes. Okay, yeah. So for me, it's just Grizzly River Rapids, which is why I couldn't say it earlier because I just never got on that ride. But if you're the mom or the dad, whoever that doesn't want to go on that attraction, what's really fun is that there's a little walkway behind that attraction, and you can take a stroller down, and you can walk all the way down, and you can watch the Grizzly River Rapids cab come down, and everyone get just completely soaked. And what's great about it is that the mist comes
Yes.
up from the attraction. So if you're standing there watching, you'll get cooled off too.
Yes.
So both,
Yeah.
both the person on the attraction and the person watching the attraction can cool down
Yes.
that way. So
Yes.
it's a
Pro
good
tip.
spot. Pro tip
And
right
if,
there.
if you are like Bridget and you don't want to get wet, we also have the Little Mermaid ride. The Little Mermaid
Yes.
ride is a nice, how long is that ride? Maybe 8 minutes
8
or
minutes.
so.
Yeah,
It's dark, cool, AC. That is a great ride to just, if you just need to take a break from the heat, that's a good one too.
It's a soothing ride. Like you're in a
Yes.
shell, and in the very beginning of the ride, the shell kind of turns and you just like kind of float backwards, and
Yes.
everything hits you, and it's
Yeah.
very soothing. You're like, oh, I
Yes.
can rest now.
And it's a good one because it doesn't have a height requirement, so anybody can go on. And the line can get a little bit long. I've seen it get a little bit long in the summer, but if you're there in the morning, there's like no line for Little Mermaid. And they do have Lightning Lane for that ride as well. So if you got Lightning Lane, you want to go on that in the middle of the day, you can grab a Lightning Lane reservation for that.
Yes, and I don't know if I should share my confession. Right
no,
now
you
about
need
this.
to. What is it?
I think you know. I think I've told you before. Okay, so please, no judgment. We were first time
nervous.
parents. We were first time parents, and Jack and I, were on that attraction with Surin. Surin was probably 2 years old at the time.
Okay.
And we were exhausted. It was one of those days where we probably shouldn't have even gone to the parks, but we didn't sleep very well that night. Surin was up for most of the night, and it was just a very hot summer day. And she at that time loved the Little Mermaid attraction. We always had to go on it. So it was super duper hot. And because it was so hot, there weren't that many people in the parks that day. There was no wait for the attraction whatsoever. We just walked right on. And so we got on. So it's Jack and Surin and me, and we get onto the attraction. Like I said, you're in the shell. It's dark. It's soothing. And, we're enjoying the attraction a little bit, I guess. At one point, though, we feel a tap on our shoulder because Jack and I both fell asleep
You fell asleep
while we were on the attraction with our kid. I don't even know if I should be saying this. I don't know. I'm going to get in trouble or something. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get in trouble. And
No one's going to judge you. No one's going to think anything
so what
of
happens
it.
is, the shells go around like the whole entire attraction,
Yeah.
and then you're supposed to get off the shell. When we apparently
the key.
didn't, and so we kept on going through back on. They let us just go back on.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't know what to say to us. And then the cast member, because they check to make sure that it's the bar is on. The
Yeah.
cast member tapped Jack on the shoulder, and we both were like. We both like, oh my God, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And
Oh
the
my gosh.
cast members were hysterical, like
Oh my
laughing at
gosh.
us. And they're like, just stay
I
on, just stay on. You can go on again. And I was, I've talked about this before. The last episode, we snoozed a little
Oh
bit,
yeah,
but
you took it. Yes.
I normally don't do this. This is really the first time. And we were so hot and we were so tired. And so then when we
Yeah.
had to come back around, I was like, Jack, this is going to be so embarrassing getting off the shelf.
Yeah.
It's going to be so embarrassing getting off the shelf.
Everyone's going to know who we are.
Everyone's going to know. And so we got off the ride and they were just, it's okay. It's okay. It happens all the time. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure it happens
Yeah.
all the time? They're like, it happens
Yeah.
all the time. And then one of the cast members gave us the honorary citizen pin, the button.
Oh my gosh. They're like
We were
a little
like-
pity pin.
Yes. And I'm like, Jack, we can't go on this ride for another year. We can't go on it
that's
for
so
another
funny.
year. I'm too mortified. But yeah, so it's very
That
soothing.
is amazing.
You might
Oh.
fall asleep. Watch out.
Okay, warning, you might fall asleep.
And
I
by the
personally
way-
have not done that, but I guess you could.
If there's anyone listening that this has happened to, can you just shoot me a message
Yeah.
or tell the Magical Moms podcast, like, definitely write a message. Just don't make me feel so alone in this.
Tell
if this
Bridget
has
she's not
happened to you.
alone.
Yeah, please, come on. Join the Disneyland napping club
Yes.
with me, okay?
Yes. Okay, I have another one that I think
Mm-hmm.
is great on a hot day, and it does something that I actually cannot remember. I haven't seen it recently, so I don't know if
Okay.
they still do it. Okay, let's see if you know, Bridget.
Okay.
Soarin'. So
Yes.
Soarin' is a great ride because it's indoors and,
Mm-hmm.
cool, and especially when you're inside in the queue, it's just so nice to be in there.
Yeah.
I remember in the past, there's been misters in the queue outside.
Yes. And
Is that still a thing?
That's still a thing. It's
It
not
is?
always
Okay,
on.
wonderful.
I think
Yeah.
it's like to the judgment of the cast member, depending on how hot it is that day. But it is still on.
Okay, good to know.
Which is so nice. But you have to like
Yeah.
get into that loop area, and that is so nice to have.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know because I had seen it in the past, but I don't recall seeing it recently, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I think that's the only attraction. Oh, besides Radiator Springs Racers also has Misters.
Oh, they do it.
in the queue, and
I have not waited in that regular queue
I know
in
it's so
years
long.
because we either just splurge and buy the thing if I'm with my kids,
Lightning
or I do
lane.
single rider.
Yeah.
So
And they have those big fans too, so that's a nice queue to wait in line. But I'm trying to think, are there any other Misters? I think that's it. I think those are the only two. I mean, I don't know about Grizzly River Rapids if they have it because I haven't been on it, so I wouldn't know.
they do not. There's no Misters in that queue. No.
Yeah, they're using all the water for the attraction.
Yeah. They're like saving it.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Disneyland? Let's talk about
Okay.
good rides at Disneyland on a hot day. So we got the newest one, which you had mentioned before you got hit by a tidal wave. So we have Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which,
Yes.
if you're not familiar with that ride, it is the former Splash Mountain. So they just did a retheming that opened in November of 2024, which I was very... I didn't understand why they were opening a water ride in the middle of fall, almost winter, but they did. And that is a good ride. You are going to get soaked. And I actually, the first time I went on it, I actually called Bridget because I was like, hey, I'm going to go on Tiana's, like, do I need to get a poncho? And I remember you were like, yes. Yeah, do not go on that ride without a poncho. So Bridget had a good tip for me. I walked into, she told me to go into Pooh's Corner, which is right there, kind of near the entrance of Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and they sell ponchos there for both kids and adults.
Yes.
And I got myself a poncho. I wore the poncho. I still did get wet, but I did not get as soaked as I would have had I not had a poncho. So, pro tip, if you want a poncho, Pooh's Corner does sell ponchos.
Yes. I mean, I think that's a definite poncho. No one's gonna judge you if you're wearing a poncho in that ride. Okay?
I see it all the time.
Back in the day, if you were waiting in line for Splash Mountain, people would give you the side eye. I'm not gonna lie, they would give you the side eye because I was one of the people. Yes, and then but also something that they would do at Splash Mountain, which they haven't done at Tiana's. I haven't seen. They used to give you a little Ziploc bag. Do you remember that? And
Yeah,
had, like, the Splash
I do,
Mountain
and I
logo?
have not seen that. Yes.
No, but they used to do it so like you put your phone or wallet or whatever
Yes.
it was that you need to put in there. But they haven't done that for Tiana's. They need to though. But if
Yeah.
you don't want to get because like the ponchos at Disneyland are a little bit more expensive. If you don't want to buy a poncho there's a Target that's very, very close by, and there's also like Walgreens and like Rite Aids around the Disneyland Resort, and they sell ponchos for like 99 cents. So that's
Didn't know
if
that.
you're
That's
staying
nice.
there, go into one of those stores. They definitely sell ponchos, and then you can also buy them on Amazon or whatever. But yeah, very poncho friendly ride.
Yes.
And then also we talked about this too. It's a small world as a great place for air conditioning. It's also a dark ride. It's indoors. Even if the air conditioning is not blasting, you do get a break from the heat, which is nice. And it's usually a very fast moving queue. The queue is usually not long. So that's a good one to go on to.
And speaking of like long boat rides that are dark and cool, we have Pirates of the Caribbean, which is another great one. And I don't know if you've noticed this, Bridget, but every time I've ridden Pirates of the Caribbean, the wait time always seems to be like 35 minutes, like it states that. And I swear I've never waited more than 15 minutes. Like every time it says that, I hop in line, I'm like, I'm going to test this again. And it says 35 and I wait like 15. It's almost every time. And I'm like, I don't know. So maybe don't be deterred by a 35-minute wait because it could move faster.
Yeah, and also the way that the queue works for Pirates, it can be very intimidating. Like because they have the queue, it's outside, and they stretch it out, and they make these like long lines areas. So it looks like the line is super duper long, but it actually moves very quickly.
Yes.
So funny enough about Pirates of the Caribbean, that attraction brings more people on the ride and off than any other attraction in the Disneyland Resort. And then also it's the longest attraction at the Disneyland Resort. So if you really just want, I believe it's almost 20 minutes. So if you Is it 20 minutes? I have to check that. If anyone knows,
Okay.
in the chat, let me know.
Let us know how long Pirates
I'm
is.
pretty sure it's extremely long, but it's great. I mean, it's also so fun. It's such a classic. You
Yes.
can't go wrong ever with Pirates of the Caribbean.
And bonus there too, there's no height requirement. So you can go on with your baby, you can go with your toddler. Now I've shared this before and I've had people kind of question me because there are 2 drops in the ride.
Yes.
However, they're not these huge, crazy, stomach in your mouth kind of drops. It's kind of more of like a glide down.
Yeah.
And Disney knows what they're doing. Obviously, if it was a crazy drop, there would be a height requirement. You couldn't take a baby on. But if you are, and especially if you're baby wearing, like if you have oh my gosh, Baby Bjorn or something like that you're wearing, you can wear your baby on that ride. And so it's just a nice ride to just kind of glide through, dark, cool. Love that ride on a hot day.
Yeah, I mean, we've had like our kids sleeping and they didn't wake up from the drops. Like, so it's not that, but you will get wet on the first one. The first one, if you're in the front row, you will get wet. And also if you're sitting in the front row, be prepared to get to sit on the seat and from the previous
Have a little bit of a wet butt.
Yeah, you're gonna have a wet butt. But it's okay. It's summer.
It's summer.
It's fine.
And no one's gonna judge you because you're coming off of Pirates, and it just makes sense.
Yeah, and then you'll smell like pirate water just a little bit longer. And then,
and it's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
I love that attraction. It's my favorite. Haunted Mansion,
and then
which
we
is right next
have
door.
another. I was gonna say right next door, Haunted Mansion. Again, no height requirement. Long, cool ride in the dark in your doom buggy. And that one's just a great one too. Again, they offer Lightning Lane. And another one, which you probably won't see too often in the summer, although you did, Bridget, when you were there the other day. This is a little kind of like a fun fact, but if the Disneyland map, the app shows a 13-minute wait for Haunted Mansion, that means it's a walk-on.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know the story behind it. I mean, I know 13 is like, like a crazy number or whatever, unlucky number. So I don't know exactly the relevance, but I know that if it says 13, it means it's a walk-on. So if you ever see that, just hustle on over to Haunted Mansion for a quick queue.
I think they're trying to make 13 lucky again, where it's like it's such an unlucky number where it's like, it's your lucky day, like it's a walk-on. I mean, I don't think that's the reason why they do it. I'm just thinking. But I will say, though, that queue can be a little bit rough in the summer. So
the outside part.
And the outside part, there's really no shade area for that queue. So just keep in mind, if it's like in the middle of the day, it might be a little bit, hotter for you. And I think, in episode 2, part 2 of this summer series that we're doing here, we'll talk about some tips. And that's actually, I have a good tip for Haunted Mansion that we'll share in the next episode about riding Haunted Mansion during the summertime.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, I'm glad you said that, Bridget, because I feel like we have so much more to talk about.
We do.
And I feel like we've already shared so much. I feel like we should probably break this into a 2-parter. I know we've got a lot, and this is like your thing. We've got a lot of really good foods to talk about. Mostly mostly the sweet foods, because there's just a lot of great, really cold options for a hot day at Disneyland. Yeah. But I think we should save that for a part 2, because there's a lot. There's a lot to share about your summertime trip.
There's a lot for that. And then also in that next episode, we'll be sharing what to bring. And then also just like our tips that we use. We are Disneyland locals. We deal with the summertime here. We go to the parks with our kids during the summer. And, you and I have gathered so much info over our Disneyland summer days. So we'll definitely be sharing all of that with you and then putting it also into a tip sheet.
Yes. Yeah. And don't forget, if you want those tip sheets, join our Patreon fam. We've got the link down below in the show notes, or you can search Magical Moms Podcast on the Patreon app and you'll find us there too.
Yes. And thanks for listening and watching us if you're on YouTube. We appreciate y'all so much. And your support of this new adventure of ours is so appreciated. So appreciated. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We just love having you here and we love doing this.
Yes. And if you have any suggestions for tips or topics we should cover, please email us, magicalmomspodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM us on our socials at Magical Mom Podcast. And make sure that you're following us at Magical Mom Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. And then if you want to watch the episodes, if you want to see, because sometimes we show things on screen that are fun to see, you can join it, or you can subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/Disney content.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So until then,
we'll see ya real
soon.
No, that was way off. That was
I thought we did
Did
it.
we? No, it sounded way off on my end.
Oh my gosh.